Good evening. It's a little before 8, I think, maybe quarter of, on Monday night. I haven't been on for a few days. It's been a busy weekend, and actually, even today was quite busy. I was babysitting and helping babysit, I should say, most of the day, as I was since last Thursday, off and on. Had some extra people pop in that helped out with the little ones, but they're they're lots of fun. But one of the things I was thinking about was think how it's so important to think about what's going on, what's happening in the world, um, what's going on, and discerning what you think about it, and getting more information, doing some research, maybe even looking places that you don't normally look for information. I'm going to say hello to a few people here. Hello, hello, hello. It's been a while. And I think that's one of the things that doesn't happen a lot is people don't think for themselves. They just maybe read something and go, "Oh, that's how it is," or maybe they don't read anything and just are going on old information. So that's not always too good either, right? So you always have to be aware that, everything changes. Um, Everything every day changes. And there's a lot of people out there that know nothing about nothing and are spouting off their mouths about it and continue to do so. And people believe them for some unknown reason, even if they're not somebody they know. So I was thinking a lot about that. Like, it's really important to really just pay attention to what you're thinking, but also pay attention to new information and how you want to um, utilize that new information in your life. So, not trying to be cryptic here or anything, but because I think with the pandemic and with all the controversy about schools, do we open, do we close, masks, no masks, um, there's so much information out there, it's kind of hard to uh, be able to maybe sift through a lot of it and figure out where do you stand with some of it. What is your truth? And I think that's a particularly interesting place. So I think the idea of thinking about what you're thinking about, not only for yourself, but also recognizing that when new information comes your way, you may want to rethink your position or take a look at how you want to proceed. So when I get new information, I can make a new decision, or I can stay with the decision that I had from previous information, depending on what it is. And I also think too a lot of times it's easy to just accept somebody else's decision. Like, I did the research, you can accept my decision about what this is. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to do my own informational search and find out what I think about something. And that's the other thing is, it's what do I think about something that really matters to me, right? And it should to you too. And when new information does come your way, are you open and willing to take a look at it, or do you just discount it and go, that's BS? So I think that's one of the things that nowadays is very difficult to sift through, find out what's right for you, what's right for me. Everybody has their own choices to make in life and in the world, and how they want to live their lives and how they want to proceed in their life every day. And that's important stuff, being true to yourself, being true to what's right for you is very important. So when I think about that thought process and disseminating information and trying to kind of come up with my own conclusions or my own ideas of what I think is right for me, sometimes that takes a while. It's not something that, boom, I just made that decision and now, 2 seconds later, I'm good. That's not necessarily how it works, right? So sometimes it takes a while. I have to mull it over, or maybe I have to do a little bit of research and do some actual critical thinking. And one of the things I've used in the past that I thought was really helpful, and it still is today, is a pros and cons list. So if I have an issue with something and I can't make a decision, or I'm having a hard time making a decision, I just draw a line down on a piece of paper, and on one side I put all the pros of what that idea or that process might entail, and on the other side I put all the cons, all the things that are not okay about that decision that I'm thinking about. And then look at it, because I think that's one of the things that, hi Linda, that is hard to sometimes allow it to kind of ruminate through your head. Doesn't always give you what you want. It's more of a process, I guess I'll call it. So a lot of times I may have to do that for a couple of days on end. And thank you, dear. And that actually helps me to kind of put things in perspective and then know which way I want to go with something. And so if after 2 or 3 days and I've, gone through this pros and cons list, and I've decided, after I look at the list, what's the most important things, then it's sometimes easier to make that decision. But if I'm going to let it to, just swirl around in my brain, so to speak, or, get squirrely up there, I'm not necessarily going to make a decision that's right for me. Maybe I'll make an emotional decision that's not the best one, that kind of thing. So I've just been thinking about the whole process of, just being a thoughtful person, caring about what's happening in the world, caring about what's happening to people, caring about what's happening to myself, making sure I'm taking good, emotional, physical, spiritual care every day, all the time, and making sure that I'm doing the right thing for me on a daily basis, because I find that when I do the right thing for me, it translates over into doing the right thing for others. So for me, that's always been a helpful way of life, I guess I'm going to call it. So I don't have a lot more to say tonight, and it's hot out, so I'm going to go back inside where it's a little cooler, and maybe even clean something. My house is a mess. It's not really that bad of a mess, but I live alone, so it's cool. I clean it when I want to. I clean up things when I want to, but I've been going through a lot of processes there. I've got a lot of baby clothes and kids' clothes that the kids, they're now, almost 5, 4, and almost 3. So the babies, the grandbabies, I always have clothes here at my house for them, so I brought a bunch of it to my friend who owns a consignment store, and she took a bunch of stuff. There's still more, of course, but of the kids' clothes, for the most part, I need to get rid of some of it, purge it, and so that's an ongoing process. But even things of my own, brought another box of stuff to Goodwill. That's a continuous thing. I keep a box in the house that anything that I've decided it's time to go, it goes in that box. When I get a full box, then I bring it there. So that's been really helpful to do that. Doing some of the Marie Kondo stuff. I watched Marie Kondo a year ago in the winter, and I started doing some of her cleaning tips and her organizing stuff. And I'll tell you, it's pretty good stuff. When I look in the sock drawer, or the underwear drawer, or the shorts drawer, or the tank top drawer, everything, I can see exactly what I have in there now, which is kind of cool. So, well, anyways, I digress. So I have been busy with some other things. I haven't been on every day like I used to for a while there. So my apologies. But I did finally, I think I told some of you, get all my YouTube channel stuff up to date. So all of my talks are on my YouTube channel now. So, and they're categorized. And So a friend of mine helped me do that, which was awesome of her. Shout out to Jess. So I appreciate that, and it was great because there were people who were looking for certain things or looking for a specific topic or a specific series of topics, and now they don't have to scroll through 45 days of Facebook Live. You really don't want to have to do that. So they're all on my YouTube channel, just my name. Anyways, that made me feel good because like I felt like that was one thing that was done, you know. So I chip away all the little things I have to do every day or feel like I want to do every day and make some progress there. So anyways, that's what I've got for tonight. I hope you guys all have a great evening. And I do want to sign off in my usual manner, which I can't quite see it, but the sun is over there beyond that house. Oh, and look, the moon's up too. We've got a half moon out there. The sun is shining on that. Purdy. Look, a little plane going by. So, in my usual manner, signing off with the sun is always shining. It's always got your back, just like your higher power does. And I love you, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.